So guys, D23 this weekend, there has been a bunch of stuff, including Rise of Skywalker, Obi-Wan confirmation, and what's going on with that. But what I'm talking about in today's video, even though I'm a bit late with it, is The Mandalorian. It just looks amazing. So let's go over all the details. How's it going, bounty hunters? Welcome to a brand new Star Wars video. As I said in the intro, I'm sorry I'm late with this. I happened to be away the one day where a lot of stuff was going down, but I still thought it was worthwhile putting this out just because it's kind of like a reaction-y breakdown to that awesome trailer we got. I mean, just let me know how excited you are for this series down in the comments below, because everything about that, it definitely seems to be catering more towards the kind of OG fans. I mean, I'm not saying like new fans of Star Wars aren't going to enjoy this, but this is a lot more heavy and gritty and dark, you know, more of the tone that a Star Wars fan such as myself thrives off of. As I said, not to say that I'm not enjoying the mainstream kind of stuff, but this is just everything I kind of want. So let's head straight into the breakdown, guys, and I will be talking about other stuff. Probably wait for that new Rise of Skywalker footage, you know, where you may or may not have heard that in this new Rise of Skywalker footage, we get to see a freaking Sith, you know, Rey with yellowy kind of eyes, I'm guessing, from what I've heard, you know, Sith robes, double-bladed red light. Yeah, just wait for that trailer. I'll be covering that on time and a whole bunch of other things. But as of The Mandalorian, guys, that trailer, if you didn't know already, there's going to be 8 episodes, 1 a week, and it's starting November 12th. It's not going out internationally straight away. I believe it's in New Zealand or like Australia, the US, the Netherlands, straight away as of November 12th with The Mandalorian. But after that, it will roll out to places like the UK and other countries. But at the beginning of the trailer, guys, we see a bunch of Stormtrooper helmets on Tatooine. Now, if you didn't already know, this is after Return of the Jedi. It's around a few years afterwards, and as you may know if you're a big Star Wars fan or not, things weren't perfect after this time, even though they seemed happy after Return of the Jedi, or at least with that ending. I mean, this has been explored in like canonical books, video games like with the Battle of Jakku, which I'll mention a bit later as well. As much as we defeated the Empire and all of that good stuff, it was turmoil in the galaxy. They still had to establish a new government with the New Republic and just all of that stuff, but that takes time. So there was a lot of split even amongst the worlds and the people. Some people liked the Empire, some people didn't. Lots of rogue factions going off, whether they're splintered cells from the Empire. Some remained loyal to the Empire. And as you all know, there was a Battle of Jakku, which was kind of like the last stand for the remnants of the Empire. So this is in literally, as you may have heard before, the Great Western of Star Wars after the Empire fell. The galaxy has never really, well, it probably has, but it hasn't seen such a messy time like this for a while, in this kind of unique way. Tatooine does seem to be quite a prominent location, as you see in this trailer, but the Mandalorian does go to other planets, as we also see. Obviously, Tatooine is quite prominent on the poster. We see the suns, we see the sandcrawlers in the background. But as you can see, there is this kind of like, you know, tree-esque planet, you know, similar to, well, I'm not going to say similar to Endor or anything like that, but it is another planet. We see this other planet with his ship there where he's walking off. So I'm thinking this is him going to other planets in search of what bounty he might specifically be on throughout the series, but we'll get more onto that towards the end of this breakdown. Now, some of the hardcore fans, this is what I mean. You may or may not know a few of these details, but his ship is called the Razor Crest, but it's very similar to a Clone Wars era ship. It may very well be a Clone Wars era ship, and it just looks fantastic. I love all the behind the scenes of this. You know, there's not as much CGI as you would think, even though it will be littered with that, but they're bringing in the magic of Star Wars as what I love about Star Wars with spaceship models and stuff like that, to give it more of that old feel we all love from the original films. And this is what, you know, say what you will about The Last Jedi, but cinematically and the cinematography is, they still nailed stuff like that on their head with the physical props and all that good stuff. That's what I'm looking forward to a lot with The Mandalorian. Now, this is Grief Karga, I believe the leader of the Bounty Hunter Guild. There's going to be quite a few different characters stemming from that, not just the Mandalorian. It's not just him going to the Bounty Hunter Guild. There's going to be a lot more other characters who we'll probably fall in love with as well, such as the former shock trooper Lena, who is known as Cara Dune, and I can't wait to see this character in action. I remember seeing a still from her with, I believe, her cannon months and months back. But yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to seeing her in action alongside the Mandalorian. Here we get to see the Mandalorian suiting up, and I have to say, I am just in love with his look. I know these are Boba Fett, but like, you know, I just love the kind of Mandalorian design that is typical throughout Star Wars. If you didn't already know, Boba Talks, my name is actually primarily Boba, comes from, I get asked this all the time, it is based on Boba Fett, if you didn't know. I always get asked like, oh, is it Boba T or is it some other, is your name Bob? No, it's actually because first and foremost, even over comic book stuff with DC and Marvel, it is Star Wars. That's why I want to get a lot more into this kind of content. Here we see a Nugnaught riding a dewback. I'm not mega clear who this Twi'lek is. I don't know how you pronounce that for yourself, but Twi'lek, I've always said Twi'lek. But yeah, I'm guessing she's going to be involved in the Bounty Hunter Guild. These seem to be some Death Troopers, which, or at least a kind of variation on them from like Rogue One, as you all know. They look badass. I just love the design. I have to admit, there are so many different kind of troopers out there, but what I'm guessing here related to another scene we see later on in the trailer is actually Giancarlo Esposito's character, who seems to be in command of these Death Troopers who we saw previously. Now, I have to think that he was, now, as I said at the beginning of the video, Empire fell, but didn't quite truly fell. Some, like, kind of Imperial commanding officers, or whatever rank you want to give them, whether they stayed loyal to the Empire right up until the Battle of Jakku, or they started some other kind of enterprise, I feel like him and this squad of Death Troopers, because we also see a bunch of Stormtroopers as well in the trailer, not saying that specifically with him, I'm sure he just leads this Death Trooper squad. It's interesting to think he could be a rogue Imperial. You know, as I said, not everyone was loyal to the Empire, so it's going to be interesting to see how he weaves into the story. Is he loyal to the Empire specifically? Is he starting his own thing, but just with a band of Death Troopers who followed him? I can't wait. But this is the time of Star Wars, guys, that is seriously cool. I know it's not mega explored so much amongst, you know, the common Star Wars fans, whether you haven't read the books in between the time of the fall of the Empire and the rise of the New Republic and stuff. But now we're getting to see that in freaking live action. It is just, you can tell I'm fanboying out right now. This is where we get a bunch of quick cuts in the trailers. A lot of trailers do these days. It gives us a lot of action, suspense, and just cool badassery to it. But come on, wasn't that just within itself with these action scenes that we got from The Mandalorian towards the end? I mean, holy crap. We'll get to that in a second. But what we saw in those quick cuts is just, you know, a guy riding a speeder bike or a swoop bike, whatever way you want to say it. We see an IG droid. Now, a lot of people were kind of mistaking this to be IG-88. I believe he's called IG-11. He's going ham in another scene where we see the Mandalorian just going crazy on a cannon. And obviously, this droid is just going to be probably within his own right insanely badass. So I can't wait to see how he factors in. I mean, obviously, later on in the trailer, we see him walking in to this cantina-like place with the Mandalorian. So yeah, I mean, just that scene within itself where all hell is breaking loose. Guys, fanboying out again. But how freaking insane or of a taster does this scene give you when he actually shoots the control panel on that door to the point where it closes up on that guy? And this is after him using his grapple hook. They're utilizing like all of his weaponry in one here. It's just brilliant. But that should really give you, I'm almost surprised. I know Disney, you know, have a certain direction. Obviously, with the main films, they want to cater to all audiences. But I didn't know how ambitious and bold they might go with The Mandalorian. I mean, I knew it'd be of a certain caliber and rating and stuff. But this, I'm not saying we're going to see that guy get squeezed between that, kind of closing door. But even so, oh my god, it just gives you a taste of everything else we're going to see. But we do see a bunch of bounties. I believe they must be bounties, obviously, because of the freaking show in Carbonite. Now, there's a lot of other bounties in Carbonite right behind the guy you see in the front there. Would be great if this is on the Razor Crest. I believe it very well might be. But obviously we're probably going to see him put quite a few people in Carbonite, and if you've seen the films, you know what that means. The popular theory out there is that this character is seeing on screen right now, he's got like an Imperial insignia on him as well, is hiring the Mandalorian to find a character. A lot of people are believing, who I haven't mentioned up until now, that he's going after this girl. It's going to be that maybe cliche mission of where he finds the girl, he's meant to take her in, but it kind of conflicts with his own morals, and he might very well end up defending her and making this character kind of somewhat the antagonist with a whole bunch of other elements going on at the same time in the Mandalorian show. I mean, obviously, just to give you an example, we do see another scene from earlier on where amongst all the other standoffs we saw with the stormtroopers, we do see this very Western-like showdown. We can't make out who it is. I'm guessing it is another bounty hunter, perhaps. Maybe he's defending the goal, or maybe he's just, trying to get to another bounty, any other bounty first. So he has to have a showdown with this other blurred figure in the background. So there's going to be obviously lots of other little subsidiary kind of things going on. But I am very interested in the idea of us exploring this Mandalorian, this kind of cold character who brings in bounties, a lot of scum. So maybe it's easier to do his job there. But as they say, it's a complicated profession. So when he comes across this little girl, it may very well conflict with what he wants to do and be as a human being. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. I think it's quite a likely theory. That's what a lot of people were saying on the word of the freaking Tatooine street. So I'm guessing that might be the case. But aside from that, everyone, that is the main gist of the trailer. I mean, it was kind of fairly quick, to the point. It had a bit of attitude about it. Loved the soundtrack of the trailer. So I'd love to know all of your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If I made this video any longer, it's honestly just going to be me praising the visuals, the design, and everything like that. It just... Yes. I'm just going to stop this now because otherwise I will do that. So yeah, like this video if you did enjoy it. I know it was a bit more rushed, but I'm already late enough as it is with this video. It came out yesterday, but be sure to know and subscribe if you happen to find yourself new to this channel for more detailed breakdowns on future Star Wars content, like that footage of Rise of the Skywalker with Sith Rey that we haven't seen yet. Could be coming out as I'm making this video for all I know, but stay tuned to the channel to make sure you get my breakdown on that. But other than that, everyone, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you bounty hunters in the next video. Goodbye.